But before we lose James some more.
Did you have any thoughts on that, or?
No, not particularly. I haven't really done much of my homework on the subject. I just have my own obligations and feelings on it.
Well, that's fine. Well, I mean, just give us your the rawest thing you can give us right now.
Friends are trans.
We're talking about the violence.
Oh, violence? We are we? Oh, okay. Hyper-violence in games is... Sometimes it's necessary in order to convey a point, but sometimes it's just kind of overdoing it.
And okay.
Sometimes you have... You take, for example, a fighting game. A fighting game has copious amounts of violence, but it varies depending on the game. You could have... Fighting is magic, which uses horses, deers, and whatnot, and there's barely any blood, to Mortal Kombat, which has blood as a feature. You can actually have more blood if you really so choose.
Yep.
Changes its MSRP rating a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think that violence is okay in video games as long as it's conveyed that it's not something that you should do, that it's a means to an end, not really something that people can enjoy.
Okay.
Especially for young kids.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for young kids whose parents are dumb enough to just give them whatever game that they want.
Oh man, do I have stories about that?
And be like...
Working at GameStop.
I know plenty of children who are like, oh, I love playing GTA 5. And I'm like, why the fuck are you playing GTA 5?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily violent.
They have hookers.
But there's the case.
There are hookers in real world too.
There's the case.
But you're having a 10-year-old kid play around with some hookers.
But there's the case where there's the dad and the son who play GTA 5 together, and what he did was he used it as a driving simulator, and he taught the kid traffic laws. No, I'm serious. Like, nothing.
I'm sure you're serious.
Like in GTA 5. You don't have to take your gun down and mow civilians down. And
you don't have to interact with
the
hookers if you.
You don't have to do those things. Why are we doing those things? Like at the start of GTA 5, you don't even get a gun for a while. You like go out and you try to legitimately just live a new life, and then because of circumstance, you get sent down a path of crime, and then of course, the majority of GTA is built around that. Yes. But inherently, it's not bad.
I just feel that sometimes games can get really lazy with the...
Oh, definitely.
With the whole violence thing. It can get pretty nuts.
And, well, I mean, that can be a conversation in and of itself, in that...
Sir, she has a job for us.
The idea of censorship. Do you feel that we should allow games to have the freedom to do whatever they want, and to have any kind of Tabitha the Tavern of Longers?
If you want to just fight shit, we can go to the operation zones and just
let's do that.
Be in the middle of, or that's where you go.
Okay.
You go to the island and then.
This one?
Yeah.
All right.
Any class 4 zone is essentially just like an arena.
Okay.
They throw waves of you, and then if you beat it, you get rewards.
Oh, cool.
So no more Coliseum, just these.
Okay, I see. You're mentioning it last time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, do you feel that games should be allowed to do whatever they want, essentially, to have anything? Okay.
Yes. That's why we have the rating system.
Okay.
Arena of some sort?
Because going in, you should know that this is going to have this content.
Okay.
It's not the best system we have.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could be more detailed about it.
Mm-hmm.
But and if we fail this, we just get sent back.
Oh, cool! Awesome. That's the best. You gonna play, James? Let's listen to what James says.
Okay.
What are his thoughts? What are your thoughts on that, James?
I just would like games to use it in a smart way.
Okay.
Not to just overshoot and use it for
shock value.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
I mean, there are some games that don't even have violence, but the very small moments where it does is telling. Like, I guess Last of Us.
Uh huh.
I mean,
It's like gratuitous violence. It doesn't really have any place other than just being type of violence.
Yeah. The violence is meant to convey the situation that the setting.
yeah. So I think for that's okay.
Okay.
But
No, that just comes down to like good writing.
like a Sura.
Essentially, yeah.
But yeah, that was just like he's a very he's so angry that he defied dying. His anger transcended death.
Pretty much. Like,
But then, like underneath it all, it was actually like a very somber story.
yeah. Actually, I really enjoyed Asura's Wrath.
Yeah. But yeah, it was Mark Wheeler, just like the angriest dude.
Yeah.
ever. Remember at Comic-Con? They had the angry
Oh yeah. I remember that. That was hilarious.
Yeah. But it doesn't. It's. I think it was funny and it was interesting, but it wasn't necessarily a good way of advertising.
Oh yeah, what the game was actually about.
Yeah.
Well, at the same time, it kind of did, because that's
But,
on the surface level as pretty much what the game is about.
that's the thing.
But if you took the time to actually dig a little bit deeper, you would find something more. But anyway, sorry, we're interrupting James.
That's fine. Just trying to kill these creatures.
All right. Well then, did you have any thoughts? Any more thoughts on the conversation?
Yeah, I do.
Alright. Shoot away. This is a safe zone.
Yes, I always need safe spaces. Just there are games that
It's a safe zone as in.
probably shouldn't be marketed to kids, for example. What game came out recently that's kind of like that?
I can see why
Not to mention why the Abbey's keeping
Well,
the hell
let me-
out.
Well,
we shouldn't let our
what
guard
about
down.
Indeed.
Persona?
If we
Okay.
I mean, what's the rating for Persona?
M.
Oh, it's M?
Yep.
Oh, good.
You can go to the other district now in
Okay.
a different wave.
Okay.
So this one was an aberration, so it specialized in aberrant enemies. And then you can go to like the fiend one. You can go to that.
Okay, I see.
I actually remember one time when I was younger, I remember my friend saying, "Oh, Persona 3 was really good,
And it is.
but it had something to do with shooting yourself in the head."
If you really go into it, and you
not
don't actually shoot yourself in the head at all.
It's just like the aesthetic of it that's cool.
Yeah, my mom wouldn't let me buy that game.
Yeah.
My
No.
mom
Because
wouldn't let me
people
buy
don't-
that game because she was like, "Oh, well, those guys commit suicide in that game. So
But
if
it's
you
like
watch it, you're gonna commit suicide." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Mom,
I'm not gonna commit suicide to do it.
And I mean, it brings back the conversation about whether games actually do cause that or not.
It's sort of just like a misunderstanding of cause and effect, I feel.
It definitely is. It's
Understanding of cause and effect, and also like the context as to why they're shooting themselves. Because they're not shooting themselves with guns. They're shooting themselves with like evokers.
evokers that aren't that like. I don't even know if they're actually even doing anything. It's just supposed to trigger your emotional state to make it feel like you are, but you're not.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah.
In any case.
But I mean, well, here's the thing. Well, okay, that actually brings up quite a few questions. To be honest, the first one: do you feel that let's say that the game was gratuitous. Let's say that there are gratuitous games like that. Like, do you feel that they shouldn't exist ever at all?
No, I think they should exist. I think people should just be aware that this is the content that they're getting into.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm glad that we cleared that up then. Then the second thing is, you mentioned a lot about marketing to kids.
yeah,
Do you feel that video games are meant for kids?
yeah,
So do you feel that video games are a children's pastime?
yeah."
Okay. That's actually very interesting.
Why the fuck are we advertising hyper aggressive, super violent video games for children?
Because boys like that kind of stuff. why they watch movies and television shows like it. I mean, take for example Power Rangers. Power Rangers wasn't like super duper crazy all the time. It actually got pretty violent.
But we shouldn't.
Power Rangers?
And we shouldn't advertise hyper-violence to children.
We shouldn't, but that's what's selling. That's how people get into it. They're like, oh, this is cool because it's violent.
Well, let
Dangerous.
me add some information and see what that does for you. For the first thing, companies don't advertise to children at all. Companies advertise to the demographic that would sell them the most, and the greatest demographic right now for video games is people within the ages of 18 to 35,
Yeah.
and it's actually getting older.
Yeah. Well, that's the
What's a niche that can afford to buy this stuff?
but it's not a niche. It's the majority.
No, majority of players who identify themselves as gamers who actually play the games themselves, not just that they buy it for their children. These people play these games that they buy for themselves are within the mass majority of them are between the ages of 18 and 35. They are not children. They are legal adults.
Okay.
So, because I mean, it's actually very interesting that you bring it up, because that's in my general systems of talk, the people that I talk to, we've generally kind of already agreed on that. We know that games aren't like that, but I do know that there are people who still believe that video games are for kids, and we can blame Nintendo for that.
Well, because I think that's a fallacy to even discuss. Video games are a thing,
Mhm.
and there can be video games for children.
Yes.
Just like there can be movies for children.
Yeah, of course.
You don't blanket all movies as
Yes.
children stuff.
Yes.
Like, you have Frozen, and then you have The Godfather. Not only is The Godfather, would it be boring for them to watch, it has, like, themes that you don't want to introduce to a child.
Yes.
So, like, it's just like that with video games. You can have Elmo's Counting Adventure, or you can have Persona 5.
Mm-hmm.
They're both video games. They're for different audiences.
Yep. And yeah, no, I agree with that completely. I think that's the way it should be. However, there is, I mean, it is a fallacy, but it is a prevailing fallacy. It is something that people are still talking about, are still discussing, and are still using as their argument. And that's something that needs to be discussed as to why are people still thinking that, what is causing them to think of that, and how do we help to, I don't want to say it like this, but I can't think of a different way of saying it, to change their perspective.
I think people just need to be more tolerant. And it goes both ways.
Okay.
We can't assume that all people who play sports are beefy muscleheads that are going to beat me up in the locker room. Because they're not.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of nerds that like sports.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of chill people that like sports.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can't assume that if you go clubbing all the time that you're an alcoholic or whatever it is. It's just like,
Sexual deviant.
yeah. Like,
That huge owie. What happened?
oh, she's showing a scar. She's
Uh,
not just like stripping for children. Gotta get some context there.
I was very confused for a second. I was like,
she has a scar right here,
okay,
and she almost died.
okay. I was actually more confused about, like, is it going to go into an animation?
No.
Why did it suddenly cut out of nowhere?
Because they didn't want to animate the model with no.
Yeah. The biggest thing I was worried about was, did my shit fuck up again?
Oh, no. No. This is big.
Alright. Okay.
Yeah, I just think people just need to be more tolerant and like receptive to someone else's situation.
Yeah, of course.
Be okay.
Okay.
I promise.
James?
Okay.
You okay, dude?
That scar.
Yeah.
After this conversation, we'll save and we'll call it a day.
Yeah. They attacked my village
But-
when I was a girl.
That's why she hates demons.
Oh, because the scar?
I
Because
was
they blew
so
up
hurt,
the village.
I couldn't
Her
move.
village, and she got a
But
scar
my
off.
mother
the
lured
village.
them
Okay.
away from me
Wait.
Yeah.
so I could survive.
Was it the village that we blew up?
What happened
No.
to
No,
her?
Okay.
no, it was when she was little.
She's trying to give context because, come on,
The last thing
that
she
was
said
her
to me
village.
was,
It got wrecked by
"Stay
demons.
strong
Okay.
Now
and
she's
keep
like,
living."
yeah, it happened to me too.
Okay. So, in other
Come to
words,
the deck.
This is how we're
Grandma says
forcing
she's learned
the
something
exposition
from the
out.
book.
Sorta.
Hey, why is your
I'm overanalyzing things so I can take these points into mind when I start developing stuff. So I can like
There's a very fine line between exposition and ham-handed.
exposition.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. No, no,
Very fine line.
no. That's a very natural way of doing it.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel.
just
You all
like-
remember the second
Yeah,
verse of that
like
song Laffy
the
said
writing.
later?
Technically, all the writing in this game is fine.
Yeah.
But it's just sort of like not as graceful as it could be.
I can see that.
Right.
It definitely feels like they, if anything, they like had good scenes and they just kind of spliced them all together.
Well, it's-
Will be revived
Yeah, we're
by a
going too
chosen
far.
one, right?
We'll talk about this later.
Yes, but the shall be forever reborn part.
But anyways,
I've reconsidered
did you want to add
my
anything,
analysis.
James?
If you don't want to,
Suppose
it's
that
fine.
Yeah, it's
instead of
fine.
someone
You can just say
being
you're good.
chosen by Inominat to create Therians, the song means that Inominat chooses who becomes Therians.
In the context of video
But
games,
so long as there is
violence,
one
and too much
receptor to
violence,
divine power, Therians should
I
be
think
forever
that
reborn. What do you
it
think
goes
that
back
could
to
mean? That someone
selling,
receptive to Inominat's
to
power will be
the
reborn
market,
as a
the
Therian.
consumer, and whatnot.
Come
Mhm.
on.
Which is to say,
And
that the
using a
Addy
really
had
bad
turned
trope,
people into Therians
the
and
Eskimo
had
in the
right to
refrigerator.
work.
Mm?
If you
Are
sell
you really that
an
surprised?
Eskimo refrigerator,
Notorious
whose
has
fault
always
is it?
been one to
You
prioritize
for selling a
the
refrigerator
moment
to
over
an
the
Eskimo who
individual.
doesn't need it,
As
or
a-
the Eskimo for buying said refrigerator. So, if you feel like having violence in your video games is bad for said person that you bought the game for or for yourself, why the hell are you buying it?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe violence is a trigger and encourages people to go in because, you know, they're trying to live vicariously through their video game so that they don't, you know, do it in real life. That's a possibility. There's also the possibility that, you know, for all those people who play Call of Duty and whatnot, they just, you know, have a rush for combat. They need to fight somebody of equal skill and they need to be put in a situation where it's kill or be killed. Hey, that works for them.
Don't pay
That's
them
great.
any mind.
But
Sailors are just a
to say
short-term
that,
lunch, that's all.
oh, we shouldn't sell these games to people simply because,
What's
you know, it's
going on?
bad for them. Why the hell are they buying it?
Talk our shit here.
Yeah. No,
I
yeah.
agree. I agree that it's the Eskimos' fault.
In that particular situation, to bring a different point, or not really point, to give another example, what about in the cases of, say, what girls can wear in schools?
The more wanted you are, the more it's gonna cost to hide
That's
you.
not anybody's goddamn business.
Hard to argue
It
there.
depends.
Ben
I think
would
if
just pay the man what he
the
wants.
there's like a certain level of
You're such pushovers.
professionalism.
Both.
That's not
I
the right
knew I
word
could
for this
count on you to
situation
come
because I'm
through,
thinking more of like
Eisen.
a workplace.
Pleasure doing business.
But like,
Well, I mean, in a workplace, you have a dress code.
yeah, like
Looks like I'm causing you trouble.
I
comes
think
with the
there should
job.
be a dress
Don't
code
sweat
that should be reasonable and
Okay.
fair.
Some sailors
Okay.
just
I
have
think a lot
longer
of the
tempers
dress
than
code
others.
issues come from it being
Noted.
a socially gendered, long-standing problem. Not necessarily a problem, but standard that has
Mhm.
been set for a while. That I don't think I think the dress code is just a symptom of existing moral standards that aren't up to date.
Hmm. And that's the point I want to make. Exactly. The reason why girls, and for that matter, women in general aren't allowed to wear the things that are allowed is because generally what the reason that's always given is that they will distract boys. It's gonna distract the boys.
And it will.
Maybe you should
but
tell the boys to keep their penises in their pants.
And that's where the conversation eventually leads to. It's like, yes, in our current standing, and the way we've taught our boys now, that is what's going to tend to happen a lot of the times. However, is the conversation that we need to fix what women should wear, or do we need to fix how boys react to what they wear?
It's easier to do it. It's easier to put it on someone else than to actually solve the problem. Because
it's easier, but is it right?
it's not right. And we realize that, but the fastest, easiest thing is to just say, hey, boys, you don't gotta worry about this. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna make them worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna make the women worry about it, and then it's just it's all.
Okay.
Yeah, it, like I think that women should cover up in class, not because that's what it's gonna distract the boys. But
Okay.
I think that a school requires a certain level of decency and professionalism.
Okay.
Just like I think boys should adhere to those same rules.
Mhm.
Like you shouldn't walk in the class without a shirt on, or your
Yeah.
pants you should wear a belt.
Okay.
You should do all those things because
Pull your pants up.
yeah, pull your pants up, don't slouch, yada 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 yada.
Okay. So, but
those things.
essentially, you wanted to keep it even between the. Okay.
It's like I think this conversation is very oftenly hijacked into it being not hijacked,
Mhm.
but I think people focus a lot on the boys versus girls aspect,
Yes.
and I think it's unfortunate because I don't think there should ever be a boys versus girl dialogue. We're all in this together.
Yeah. I
It's
agree with
just
that.
like Democrats versus Republicans.
Yes, definitely. I am.
It's not
Definitely
a
on that.
versus. It's a we're working together to make this place as best as we can.
Hmm. And the idea is that we let the people choose on which direction that the tendency should be.
And naturally it becomes a versus because it's like I disagree, therefore you're wrong.
Which
therefore I'm on the opposite side, and it becomes like a gang war.
Yeah, which is definitely not the way it should be. It just should. But
like
anyway.
going back, I for the school dress code thing, I wish
Mhm.
people would focus more on it being you should cover up because that's what
Okay.
that's what's expected in school.
Okay.
Not because fucking boys can't keep it in their pants.
okay.
'Cause that's also incredibly insulting to me as a man.
Yeah, no, it
I'm
is.
just like, I could control myself. If some girl walked in with no shirt on, I'd be like, whoa. But I wouldn't like jump on her. And
Yeah.
Just be like, oh, free meat. I think I have more control over myself.
Yeah.
I'm not an animal.
No, I agree. I 100% agree. I agree with the sentimentality. I don't necessarily agree that schools necessarily should have a uniform code, but that's a completely different conversation.
Well, it depends on the It's not necessarily a uniform, but like a standard.
Or okay, yeah. Well, they should have a standard that is equal to both sides. Because I'm really big on expression, allowing people to express themselves, and
Probably more lenient than what I would consider
exactly
as
that's what I'm trying to say. And that's why. But at that point, we're just arguing opinions. So we agree on the main point, though, I believe. However, okay, I don't remember. Did we talk about this on stream last time about the whole free the nipple?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so
That's where I came into it. Said that I prefer nipples be covered
mhm,
for everyone.
okay,
Like, I would be fine if I had to do that whole one-piece jumpsuit at the beach because I need to hide my nipples.
okay. So you would be fine.
I guess you could say I am an advocate of hide the nipple for men because that's just distracting.
So
And
You're
I
wa-
also enjoy the allure of like
mhm,
I have more that I can share with someone that I find I'm closer to. Like,
Okay.
I have more secrets
okay, yeah,
to share with those closer to me.
yeah, and yeah, that's a completely valid point, and I agree. I'm just a fucking hippie liberal, so I like everything just out in the open. No, that's how I tend to think. I do like everything being open because the whole idea of just doing everything to its max, and hopefully you can extend it further. But let me see. Casey wants to put down another note. Let's see. What about games like the one that was banned from stream for its portrayal of killing gay men? Just as a general question. Oh, do you guys ever hear about that? So it's like a stupid, like really cheap ass, dumb ass game. But the whole purpose of the game was specifically meant for you to be able to kill specifically gay men. I'm not sure if it was just gay men or if it was just all gay people, but the purpose of the game was so that you killing specifically gay people. How do you guys feel about that?
It was specifically about killing
Yes.
gay people?
The entire intention was meant so that you can kill gay people.
What are we talking about? We're talking about the game, or we're talking about the banning aspect?
We're talking about the. I think going back, this was kind of like 1 or 2 conversations ago. Where we were talking about just in general, the what we allow, and so I guess in a sense it is talking about banning, whether it should be banned, or I guess for me, because banning goes into the idea of who owns the platform and where you're showing it. And unfortunately, though I am of the mindset that we shouldn't be banning anything, we should allow people to choose whether they want to watch it or not. However, that because I don't own Twitch, I don't own YouTube, I can't decide that factor. And they get to decide what they want and don't want on their platforms.
Yeah.
However, I guess in this case, its ability to exist. Just we'll start with that. What do you think?
I think it's in very poor taste.
And while you tell me, you need to press him.
I think it's in pretty poor taste to kill gay people, especially if it's not producing like a dialogue. Like, why are they making a game about killing? I think it's important to understand why they're making a game about killing gay people.
Okay.
It's not fair to just say, oh, they're making a game about killing gay people. This is evil.
Okay.
It's very easy and logical to make that assumption.
Yeah.
That they're making a game about killing gay people because they hate gay people and they want to further the agenda of killing gay people. But it hasn't been established that that's the case. Unless it has. In which case I don't. Yeah, that's in poor taste and I don't want to see it. But I think they have the right to do it.
Okay.
I think that they should be able to make it and even show it. And then I think it's also Twitch's right to ban it because it's not good for their platform.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the whole I don't agree with your portrayal, but I will fight for your right to do it.
Yes. I am of like mind for sure. I definitely agree with that 100%. Yeah. They should be allowed to make it. However, I guess for me it's a lot of I put faith in people even though I shouldn't. But I put faith in the people that for me, honest, I even though I think that Twitch does have the right to do whatever they want and to ban things that they don't like. However, seeing as where they now stand in their particular role in this, not particularly this dialogue, but in their ability to basically control whether something can exist or not.
Yeah.
They need to be more open-minded to the fact that I feel that they should be more open and allow and not ban games like that to be shown. And it should be up to the people to decide that they don't want to see it. And through, I guess, the idea of the free market, the people won't watch it. Therefore, it won't get views, it won't get ad revenue, people won't buy it, and people won't support it in any way. Eventually, it will die off on its own. As long as people are smart about that and just let it die. Don't talk about it. Don't give it more media coverage. Just essential, for lack of a better word, 'cause I don't want to say it like this, but for lack of a better word, don't let it.
Don't give it power by banning it.
No, not necessarily. I mean, yes, but that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, let it die on its own. Oh, cool. Oh, is that the
Second one.
Okay.
I just wanted to confirm that I wasn't speaking bullshit when I was telling him that you can chain combos together with R2.
So you can?
Yeah, you can.
Alright, cool.
Just like you can with Magi though.
Okay, very cool. Okay, cool. Any last finalizing points?
No, I'm good.
You're good? Okay. That was actually a very interesting conversation. I feel like it led into another conversation I do want to talk about the next time we meet up, which I don't know when that's gonna be, unfortunately. So you guys are busy next week.
And my final is the week after.
Okay, well the week after I'm gonna be in Vegas anyway, so there's no worries.
Extended hiatus.
So it looks like we are going to be in an extended hiatus. So next week is just going to be a solo stream for just me. Then the following week there's going to be no stream. So the 13th there's going to be no stream at all. Then we'll be back. Do you guys think we can be back on the 30th?
Yeah.
Or the 20th, sorry. 20th.
You're gonna go to anime, aren't you?
May 20th? No, I have no money or time.
It's also the week before anime. The 20th.
Yeah.
He said the 20th.
Yeah, I can be here.
Okay.
I will be in Chicago.
Okay, so there's going to be
From
no...
the 19th to the 21st.
Okay, so there's going to be no Tales on 20th. What about the 27th?
Yeah.
Okay, 27th?
Theoretically.
Yeah, theoretically we could be here until Wednesday then because there's... Well, I don't have work for 3 whole days after Labor Day.
What day is that?
From Labor Day should be the 29th, and from the 30th
Okay.
and the 31st I have no work.
Okay. I might just quit my company on the 25th.
Yes.
I'm thinking about quitting on the 10th instead, or more the 9th. Just so I can have that last 2 weeks of money.
You can do that.
But then, like, in either case, when I quit, I'm free, so I can do whatever. And I do want to try streaming a little bit more often if possible, which I would like to talk to you about. If wondering if it's a good idea to move into your office or not. What's that? For a little bit. I don't have a steady stream of income anymore, but I think you could. But I mean that's what we would discuss about.
I mean, we've had more than we've had 3 people in never class.
Okay.
To worry about it and see how he feels about it.
Okay. All right, well, we'll see what about that. The other thing is like I do like my setup and everything, so and I don't have a car,
There
so
might not be that much space for you, so there might not be a feasible option for you.
yeah, okay. So it might not be the direction to go, and I would like to pay you, but I can't guarantee I can. If anything, if we do more streams together, then that means that like I will definitely give you a percentage of whatever I make if I do make more money off of this stuff. So we can discuss about that about that in that direction. But anyways, all right. Well, that's a completely different conversation. You guys don't need to know about that.
Yeah, about that. That's behind the scenes stuff.
Oh yeah, oh man. But alright, so that means, so yes, the 6th is gonna be just me. There's gonna be no stream on the 13th. We're back on the 20th, right? And 27th, hopefully. Alright, cool. Sounds good. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for joining us on our talks. Hope you guys are enjoying it. If you guys do enjoy our conversations and have anything that you wanted to add yourselves, go ahead and tweet me, or Reiki Keto, or do you have a Twitter?
I do, but I don't.
Okay.
really look at it, but
Well, tweet him anyways, and maybe he'll start like seeing all the notifications and he'll start using it. But tweet us, leave us your comments, leave us your thoughts. If you guys actually have conversations that you guys want us to talk about, go ahead and tweet us through that as well. Once again, I'm Tenouraku. You can tweet me at hashtag at Tenouraku, at Reiki_Keto, correct? Or just leave a hashtag Philosophical Saturdays, and we'll hopefully be able to find it. Once again, thank you very much for joining us. I love you all, and have a great weekend.